let's get started. Into a bowl, you're going to put 1 pound of ground beef, and then to that you're going to add in half of a cup of panko breadcrumbs, okay, and 1 egg. Okay, goes right in there like so. And we're also going to put in there some garlic, so 1 clove of garlic goes in there. And then we're going to put in half of a cup of diced minced onion, okay? So that goes in there as well. There we go. And then 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Goes right in there. And then we're going to add in the special spices that make it Swedish meatballs, okay? So we're going to put in 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, okay? And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of allspice. And these are kind of what make it Swedish meatballs, okay? Then we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, okay? A lot of people have a hard time saying that word. It's kind of fun though to say after you get used to it. You just go in with your hands and mix this together. Maybe you could get a close-up of this so that you see what this looks like. Almost there. We're almost there. You don't want to overmix the meatballs because, oh, it's smelling good too, because they will be tough when you actually cook them. So all these get mixed together. The best tool you have for this is definitely your hands. So, hey, it's time to make the meatballs. So you're just gonna grab them into your hand and roll them, okay? Just like so here. And then just line them up here. And if you put your hands in water, it helps the meatballs not to stick. So that's what I use that for. They're gonna be about not very large, okay? And the reason why is because Swedish meatballs are not like American meatballs, okay? They're small. They're not large, okay? So don't make them large. I mean, I suppose you could, but it's also more difficult for them to cook in the skillet, so we don't want to do that, okay? So just small meatballs. Swedish meatballs are supposed to be smaller. All right, so these go right in here like so. Remember to dip your hands in water so that it doesn't stick, okay? We're gonna put these in the skillet and fry them up, okay? So you're just gonna dip your hands in here and make sure that these don't stick to your hands like that. And just keep going. So I'll see you back here in a few minutes. It's time to fry the meatballs, so let's get started. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, or you can put vegetable oil or any type of oil that you really want to. I just always choose olive oil because it's healthier for you, okay? Let's put this over here, and we're just going to take our meatballs. Remember these that we made? Yep, there they are. Let's start putting them in here. This is on medium heat. And we're going to fry these up. And they're better when they're smaller, just because it doesn't take as long to fry them up. Okay. Don't overcrowd the pan though. Okay. Go. In here like so. Don't forget the interior of the pan. There we go. So here we go. We're just gonna kind of let them fry up here. And let's put in a little bit of butter as well. I'm gonna put in about a tablespoon of butter. Okay. Tablespoon and a half actually, and those go in here like so. So a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter. The butter gives it a good flavor. So you can just use a spatula or a rubber scraper to move these around the pan a little bit. They're gonna take a while, so I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Drying up, and it's time to move them over here and kind of pat them dry a little bit. If they're not completely all the way done, don't worry about it, you know. They don't have to be like all the way, okay? And the reason why is because you're gonna put them back into liquid and they're gonna simmer in them for a while, and so they'll get all the way done, okay? Just move these over here. You have to use a slotted spatula here, okay? So that the oil drains back into the pan here. But it takes a while to do this. It's a little hot. There we go. Swedish meatballs. My family is from Sweden. My sister Stephanie said, hey, you need to make something from Sweden. And I was like, okay, I'll do that for you. So, it's a shout out to her and her family, her 4 children in Arizona. So we're going to now, you're going to use all the pan juices in here, okay? Which is quite a lot. Let me wipe my hands off here. Okay? And then you're just going to put in some 3 tablespoons of flour. Okay? Goes right in there. There we go. And just get something to move this around the pan here. I'm making gravy type thing here. Just move this around the pan like so now. Okay, so after you put the flour in here, we're going to put in some salt and pepper. Let's just grab some, about a half a teaspoon of salt here, okay? And then we're going to put in some pepper, about a half a teaspoon of pepper as well. Goes in here. There we go. And then we're also going to put in some Lee & Perrins, so 1 more teaspoon, somewhat into the meatballs, and then some goes into the sauce. So 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. So that goes in here as well. Then after that, we're going to add in a 1.5 cups of beef broth. So that goes in here. Is that enough? Not enough. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. So 1.5 cups of beef broth, and this should make a thicker gravy here. Shouldn't take too long, and when it gets to a boil, it makes a thick gravy. So, and then we're also going to put in 2 tablespoons of parsley, fresh cut minced parsley. So we're going to put that in there as well. It will wilt, but we'll put some more on top when we plate this up. So I'll see you back in a few minutes. Well, it's time to put the meatballs back into the sauce here. So we're just going to take them and toss them in here. Throw away our greasy napkin that collected all the extra fat. Okay. So these are going to go in here, and these are going to boil. We're going to get them actually not boiling, but simmering for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to serve them over noodles, and it's going to be delicious. I put the noodles in here, and we have boiling water. We're going to put in about 3 cups of egg noodles, okay? So we can have these with our Swedish meatballs. So they're going to take about 8 minutes, the very end of simmering the meatballs, Swedish meatballs. You're going to put in 1/2 cup of whipping cream. You save it till the end because it's, you know, can curdle pretty easily, and we don't want that to happen. So put it in at the very end, okay? And we're just going to stir this up and heat up the cream in here, and then serve it over our noodles that are almost done. Have a few more minutes. See you up for plating where we're gonna taste this and it's gonna be awesome. Well, it's time, yay! Okay, we got our meatballs going here. They're bubbling away and we gotta drain our pasta now. So let's get on over here and drain this. Okay. Whew, that is a hot, hot, hot. Okay, let's put our pasta in this nice little bowl here. There we go. And let's move this over here. Let's turn all these burners off and move it on over here. Look at that bubbling vat of meatballs. All right, let's put this over here. And let's have probably, I can just use this, I suppose. Let's get a whole spoonful of these noodles. Put them out on this plate. How pretty is that? That's looking good there. And then let's put on our meatballs and our sauce right on top here. And a little bit more. And another meatball. There we go. There is our meatballs. Put some parsley on here as well. And we're ready to try this. Woo! Okay, let's get out a fork here. Let's get a little bit of meatball and a little bit of noodle here and try this. Woo. You can see the steam coming off of that. Talk about fresh food, right? Ooh, I don't want to burn my tongue. Loving it, loving it. Thank you for joining me today, where we learned how to make Swedish meatballs from Sweden, of course. Join me again next week, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and give it a thumbs up.